So, Namaskar all of you. Odisha Civil Service 2025 मेन्स टेस्ट सीरीज आरोहन क्लासेस रे 13 टा ऑप्शनल्स रो ऑफर करछु। तो आज मु एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल रो टेस्ट 5 टा डिस्कस करिवे। सो 16 टा टेस्ट रहउची ईच ऑप्शनल रे आउ ऑल टेस्ट्स आर ऑफ 3 आवर्स ड्यूरेशन। प्रथम 10 टा टेस्ट सेक्शनल टेस्ट रहउची जेमति आज रो टेस्ट नंबर 5 आउ बाकी 6 टा टेस्ट फुल सिलेबस टेस्ट रहउची। सो 4 days रे आपण करो इवैल्यूएशन होची स्क्रिप्ट सबमिट करिया परे आउ तारो डिटेल्ड मॉडल आंसर आपण को प्रोवाइड करा होची। सो लेट अस स्टार्ट टेस्ट नंबर 5 टा कोन क्वेश्चंस अछि तारो लेट अस गो एंड एनालाइज इट। सो एटा हमरो टेस्ट शेड्यूल टा जीएस और कंपलसरी रो फर्स्ट बैच जुलाई रे स्टार्ट हेतिला, सेकंड बैच अगस्त 1 रे स्टार्ट हेछि और लास्ट बैच अगस्त 10 रे स्टार्ट हबो। ठीक सेमती जदि आपण ऑप्शनल्स रो देखिबे ताले एई 13 टा ऑप्शनल ऑफर करा होछि सोशियोलॉजी, पॉलिटिकल साइंस एंड इंटरनेशनल रिलेशंस, ज्योग्राफी, एग्रीकल्चर, फॉरेस्ट्री, पब्लिक एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, हिस्ट्री, होम साइंस, anthropology, philosophy, psychology, education or law. Okay, so now our first batch July रे start हेतला, second batch August 1 रू start हेछि और last batch टा August 10 रू start हो। Okay, so now let us go to the question test number 5. एटा anthropology रा syllabus test रा anthropology paper 1 unit 11 और 12 रा रोज। So let us go to the questions. Question 1. How does ethnicity manifest differently in rural, tribal, urban and international contexts? And what structural factors influence these variations? Question 2. To what extent does the concept of ethnic boundaries challenge the notion of homogeneous national identities? And how do political forces manipulate these boundaries? Question 3. How do ethnic conflicts arise from historical grievances and what role does the state play in both exacerbating and mitigating this conflict? Question 4. What are the implications of globalization on ethnic identity and how does transnationalism redefine the traditional understanding of ethnic belonging? How do, question 5, indigenous movements negotiate between ethnic identity and the legal framework of the nation state? And what challenges arise in achieving self-determination? Question 6, how does the intersection of ethnic and class shape political mobilization? And why do some ethnic groups succeed in securing political representation while others face marginalization? Question 7. How does ecological anthropology challenge the reductionist view that human environment interactions are purely biological? And what are the implications for sustainable resource management? Question 8. To what extent does cultural adaptation function as an alternative to biological adaptation in shaping human responses to environmental stress? Question 9. How do anthropological critiques of environmental determinism challenge the notion that ecology alone dictates social and cultural structures? Question 10. What are the ethical dilemmas associated with conservation policies that prioritize ecological preservation over indigenous land rights? Question 11. How does human genetic adaptation to climate conditions such as skin pigmentation and high altitude adaptations demonstrate the intersection of biology and culture. Question 12. What role do traditional ecological knowledge, that is TEK systems, play in modern sustainability discourse, and how does their integration with scientific frameworks present both opportunities and challenges? It is section A, 15 mark question. Now coming to section B, 20 mark question. How do climate change policies reflect Eurocentric biases, and what alternative models exist for existing diverse ecological worldviews? Question 14. Man is a product of his environment, but he is also its architect. How does this statement reconcile environmental determinism with human agency in ecological anthropology? Question 15. Sustainability is not about nature alone, it is about cultural survival. How does this perspective shift the focus from ecological conservation to the preservation of indigenous ways of life? Question 16. What is the role of kinship and lineage in shaping ethnic identity, and how do different societies institutionalize these relationships politically? Question 17. Ethnicity is not a thing but a process. How does this perspective challenge static notions of ethnic identity and align with contemporary anthropological theories? Question 18. The nation state is an imagined community. How does Benedict Anderson's concept of imagined community explain the constructed nature of national and ethnic identities? So एटा टेस्ट नंबर 5 एंथ्रोपोलॉजी रो जो थरे की पेपर 1 रो सेक्शंस और यूनिट्स 11 और 12 कवरेज. ओके, सो आई विश यू ऑल द बेस्ट जो माने एंथ्रोपोलॉजी ऑप्शनल नहीं की प्रिपेयर करूचंती. ओके, बेस्ट विशेस टू यू. नमस्कार.